There is a blessing in what you're experiencing. There's something to be learned. This was said to me just recently, and I was going through a bout of depression, and it's not what I wanted to hear. And I wanted to talk to you in this video about what not to say to someone is as important, in fact, more so than what you do say to someone. That was my previous video. I'm Chantal, holistic counselor, and Akashic record here at Unfold Your Freedom. And I just wanted to create this as conversation because going through my own experience, I want to bring in information from a lived experience to just get conversation happening. Because I realized when I went into that recently, despite all the healing I've done, everything I've gone through, I ended up in a deep depression and it was really painful and I didn't know how to reach out. I felt full of shame. And so when people said that, a friend said that to me, she meant it well. So again, she meant it well. But I thought she had enough awareness to say, actually, no, I don't feel that right now. I actually don't feel that. Please don't say that to me, because it made me feel worse that somehow I had contributed to this. Because that's what happens when we go through trauma, or it could be grief or anything, depression, somehow it becomes our fault. I'm learning something here. I have created this for me to learn. And it made it worse for me. Fortunately, I had enough support around me and enough strength in me to know that, and to know that there could be beauty in depression. There could be something I'm learning from this, but right at that moment, no. Now that I'm quite a while later, yes, I can look back. I meant to go down there to come back up in a whole different way. Remember, your words can have a significant impact on your loved ones or the person's path towards healing and recovery. I want to share these ideas, how to communicate. Remember, there's no right or wrong. Everyone's different, but there's certain things you just really don't say because it says more about you than them. It's perhaps trying to be positive, try to make it better, but there's still the stigma around it. Okay, and they are careless thoughts. I didn't like hearing that, but they are careless thoughts and they are thoughtless when you say something like that. And it really can trigger deep shame and pushing them back further into that depression. Because you think you're being supported, you think you're being upbeat, you're thinking you're being all of this, but actually you're not. It's the opposite. And these well-meaning comments can or do, I know it did me, reinforces the person's, like it did myself, your own negative sense of self. You don't need more of that, okay? Because then you believe you're inadequate, that you're not worthy, that you're a nuisance, that you're a burden, and then you'd rather not share. So here are some of the phrases that can set someone back and can impact them, all right? As I said, no, some of them did me. So, something not to say. You look great or you look well. What does that mean? You don't look depressed. What does that mean? Here I am. Would you know that I'm depressed or not? Because you put on a brave face. You put on a smile, you get dressed up, you put your mask on, you look well. And I put in a post recently on Facebook, as I was starting to have the courage to speak about this, is when you see a photo, like the photo here, you're looking at me now, this is what a person looks like happy. This is also a person who looks depressed. It is the same. So that way, you don't want to minimize their experience. Just because they look well and don't look depressed doesn't mean, it means jack shit. It means nothing. Cheer up, it's not that bad. Really? How do you know? It's not your reality. For them at that moment, it is that bad. Snap out of it, get over it. Look at what you've got around you, see the abundance, feel grateful. No, right at that moment, you don't feel any of that because you think, well, what should I be grateful for? What am I missing here? It's all in your head. It's all here. That's easy to snap out, to say a few positive things, do all that sort of stuff. You'll be fine. Just think positive thoughts and affirmations. That's not reality either, because when you're feeling depressed, saying something, I am happy, is a waste of time. It only sits here. It's surfaced and it's not in here. Because when you start needing to say or want to say these positive things, you've got to believe them and feel them. And when you're depressed, saying something positive just doesn't cut the mustard. I know exactly how you feel. Do you really? Do you know what that person is feeling? It's about having empathy. It's about having understanding, but you do not know exactly how they feel. Because again, what you're doing, you're drawing the attention away from them and onto yourself. Have you tried this remedy? Have you tried this? Have you tried this? Have you tried this? Don't offer that. But I did say, when you want to support a loved one, ask them what they need. What I do is when someone comes to me as a client, I give suggestions, I give ideas, we talk about it and see what is right for them. They don't want advice. They might like be advised, but not give advice. Have you done this? Have you done that? They might not want to. Tried it, don't. Oh, it's just a phrase you're going through. You'll get over it. Really? It takes as long as it takes. It's about being patient. Sometimes it come out quicker. Sometimes you don't. I know for me with this bout, I came out quicker than I expected, which I'm delighted about, but it was still hard work. And I didn't need someone saying it was just a phase. Was it? Yes, it was. I can say that now, but not during it. You have nothing to be sad about. You should be grateful for what you had. Mentioned that a bit before. You've got nothing to be sad about. There's no logic in this. There may be something that's contributed to the depression. You've lost, someone's died, something's happened. But there could also be that it's come from delayed reaction. Something has happened already. So never assume you know what a person's going through. Never assume that because something hasn't happened that they shouldn't feel sad, all right? Could be that things just got overwhelmed. It all came to a point and boof, they crashed into that space. And that's what happened for me. Others have it worse than you. Oh my goodness. Others have it worse than you. That's comparisonitis. Comparing someone's trauma versus yours. Their grief is worse than yours. Their experiences are worse than yours. Your experience is your experience. It is your truth. And you've got to remember that when you're saying that to someone. Remember, it's their truth. You're being dramatic. You're being over emotional. You're being whatever. No. They're not being dramatic. That is their reality. They are feeling emotional. It is intense, these negative emotions. They are hard to deal with for the person going through it and someone watching on. This is why we need to talk, need to get educated, need to learn what we can do. Another question is, what is wrong with you? Oh my God, what is wrong with you? I mean, talk about putting someone down. Talk about saying something like, what is wrong with you? No, please don't say that. You are just seeking attention. Wow. Really? Are they seeking attention? I know for me, I wouldn't want to be depressed or in deep grief or go through PTSD the way I did to seek attention. No, they're not doing that. All right? So really listen to them first. And if they are seeking attention, it's not for you to say. They need to go and get support and work out what is happening for them. All right? The other thing as we come to the end of this, your tone of voice also plays a role, because sometimes we can be aggressive, we can be accusatory without meaning it, we are rushing, we are impatient. All that comes part of it. So be aware of what you say to someone, okay? Remember, no right or wrong, but you can be aware of how you share someone, because they're feeling terrible anyhow and very sensitive, and they will pick up on that. So be mindful of what you say, and if it comes out the wrong way, apologize. Hey, I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. That'll keep the trust there, the love there, the sense of feeling safe, because you've acknowledged that. Don't deny, no matter how much you deny what you've said, what is, when you say, oh, sorry, I've just lost what I'm saying here. So I will go back and start that again. So again, be aware of how you're saying something. They will pick up on it, because no matter how much you deny it, they will know. All right? So coming to the end, remember, your understanding compassion will make a difference. Sometimes you don't need to say much at all. Just being there, holding the space is enough at that point. And again, reach out, ask them, what do you need? How can I support you? Your presence is enough without offering advice and solutions. Thank you for watching. You might like to go back to the previous one. The first one was what depression is. The second one is coping strategies for the depressed person. It's how to support someone, and the fourth one is the right words to say, and of course there's this one. Please share where you feel you'd like to. Again, if you feel triggered, I'm going to say this again. Lifeline is 1300 11 14. Leave comments of things that have been said to you. Keep the conversation happening, and thank you.